No.
No, the gas line is not connected yet.
Do you guys handle that, or do we have to call the gas company?
They will get, I believe they get in touch with the gas company. They come out, they run the pipes and the gas line for it.
Yeah.
But you can't use it for the first 30 days anyways.
Right.
Any other questions on the heater? Okay. Last thing in line over here before it goes back into the pool and the spa is your fusion system.
Oh, I see.
So when it comes to this fusion system, the first thing in line right here with this silver cap to it is what they call your Duo Fusion Cartridge. This is a bigger version of the one that you have in the house in the fridge. It is filled with copper and silver, so as the water passes through it, it sanitizes your pool water. That and that alone is what allows you to run a much lower chlorine level than most people out here. So just for example, if your neighbor over here had a pool, same size, shape, depth as yours, even the same equipment, but they did not have this in their system and they tried to run a low chlorine as low as what y'all are running, they would consistently have problems with their pool wanting to turn cloudy and green on them. They would have no other option but to run a higher chlorine level. This silver lid on top indicates that this is a 6-month cartridge. Sometime within the next few weeks, you're gonna wanna go on Amazon, unless there should be another one inside too to replace this one. So that's another 6-month one. Eventually, sometime within the next 6 months, you're gonna wanna order another one to have to back the one up inside that you're gonna replace with this one. What we recommend, Amazon sells everything. Go on Amazon, type in Duo Clear Cartridge. It's written on the top of that lid on the box for the spare one. There's also a number on it, W28000. That is the size of that cartridge. That way you're making sure you get the right one you need. These two have silver lids on it. The 6-month one you order off Amazon, it's gonna have a yellow lid on it. Different color lid, same thing. Put it on a scheduled delivery for every 6 months. So that way when it shows up at your door, it's a reminder to change it out. You don't want to leave these things in here past the intended date that they were intended to be exchanged, pulled out, and replaced with a new one. Because if you do, every day that it passes past that, it's just doing the reverse of what it should be doing for your pool. Last thing in line on this fusion system is your chlorinator. Anytime that you have to add chlorine tabs to the system to raise that chlorine level in the pool, that's where you're gonna do it. With the system off or in service, you can reach down here, turn this handle to where it lines up with the pipe. After that, you can screw this cap off. Take your cylinder out. You may have leftover undissolved tabs inside. If you do, just take them out, set them to the side. Take your tabs that you're gonna put in here, the chlorine tabs, stack them up. Take this, flip it over, slide it over top, then flip it one more time. It's basically preventing you from dropping them in here one by one. Now they're getting stuck sideways. Now you gotta reach your hand down in there. You'll prevent all that just by stacking them up and sliding it over. Once you get it flipped down, they drop down to the bottom. Take your leftover tabs, throw them back in and on top. You go to slide this thing back in, you got the 2 openings right here. Just make sure they're in line with that pipe. Screw this lid back off, slide this back in, put your lid back on, tighten the lid down, and then you'll adjust the handle on top accordingly. So the handle on top numbers from 1 to 6. 1 being barely open, 6 being wide open. It's just controlling how much chlorine you're putting back into the pool. Any questions on the Fusion system?
How do we know what to set it at?
So as you're testing the chemicals in your pool, looking at that chlorine level, you'll get to know whether or not you want it to stay where it's at, or raise it, or lower it to a higher or lower number. I can typically tell you that during the summertime, the main 3 things that determine how much chlorine you're using in your pool: how hot is it, how humid is it, how many people are in the pool every day. Summer, you're going to run this thing at probably a 4, just because your chlorine consumption is going to be much greater than it will during the wintertime. Following wintertime, it's not hot, it's not humid, barely any people using their pool unless they're heating it. At that point, you can get away with it running at like a 1 or a 2. You are never going to slam this thing slam full of tabs. It can hold up to 10. Don't ever put that many in there. At the most, during the summer, you'll put about 6 or so in here. During the fall and winter months, when it's not hot, not humid, not people using the pool, you can get away with adding 1, 2 tabs every 2-3 weeks. Any questions on the Fusion system?
Where do we get the tabs from?
You can get all the chemicals from any place that sells pool supplies or pool chemicals. You can also get it from Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, all those places.
Is there a certain type of tab that we have to buy, or is it just the standard chlorine tab?
Standard chlorine tabs. Yes, ma'am. They're 3-inch tabs, so they're gonna look like white hockey. They're gonna look like a white hockey puck, basically. Any other questions on the Fusion system? Nope. I was about to say that's what I'm here for. After the Fusion system, it's gonna hit your pipes and go back into both the spa and the pool, or just the spa, depending on whether it's in spa mode or pool mode.
And the only reason we would put it in spa mode is if we wanted
To use it.
to use the spa.
Yes, ma'am.
Outside of the automatic once again.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, when I get to going through that remote with you to show you how to turn everything on and off, I'm gonna go through the spa mode setup steps with you, so that way you can visually see what it's supposed to look like when it's in that mode. Any questions about anything over here?